Why Luffy's victories are not overrated. Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My channel is here to discuss many different topics in the world of One Piece. In this series of videos, I'm going through each Straw Hat and talking about either a theory, a debate, or a discussion in regards to that character. To launch the series, I feel like it's fitting to start with the main character, Monkey D. Luffy. Often, I have heard people say, Luffy isn't as strong as the enemies he defeats. In this video, I will be defending the opposite. I will look at different points the opposition has made, but use my reasoning to explain why I believe they are wrong. At this point in the series, it is clear Luffy is not Yonko level quite yet, but there are a couple enemies he has defeated that many seem to believe wasn't a true victory. For this video, I will be referencing fights from the New World. The top two defeated enemies that are in the middle of all this contention are Doflamingo and Karakuri. But let's start back at return to Sabaody. The importance and foundation of Luffy's strength starts here. We know what Luffy is capable of strength-wise thanks to the way he handled PX5. It is shown that over the 2 years he has tremendously grown in strength due to his more adept haki. He is now able to be at least on par with some of the strongest enemies of the New World. Fishman Island showcased the caliber of how much he has trained his haki. I think we can all agree that part of the difficulties in fighting Hori had more to do with being in Hori's element rather than Luffy's strength. Not to mention, Hori's element happens to be Luffy's weakness and renders him immobile. But he still manages to find a way to defeat him and save the island from the falling Noah. Punk Hazard is where I understand the reason why people believe Luffy still isn't that strong. He had a difficult time catching Caesar, which I'm sure made a lot of people question his haki capabilities. To me, it was exactly what Zoro said. You need to take this seriously. It isn't all just fun and games. This is the New World, which in a way sums up part of the reason I believe Luffy doesn't seem as strong as he really is. In most cases, it takes him a while to snap out of it and realize the level he needs to exceed. Next comes Dressrosa, and my primary reason why Luffy is stronger than Doflamingo and other villains he faces. When Luffy comes to Dressrosa, he and a few others separate from the main party. Shortly after, where does he find himself? At the Colosseum in the middle of an elimination battle. True, he didn't struggle much. His biggest battle at the Colosseum was probably Chinjiao. Yes, Doflamingo fought Law and used up some energy, but he had a Marine Admiral on his side. So Luffy fought in the Colosseum, fought Doflamingo's guards, fought Gladius, and a ton of other officers and minions, such as the giant toy soldiers, who are trying to stop him from reaching Doflamingo. Finally, after he arrives to the top of the castle, he fights with Doflamingo, Treble, and Bellamy, who he is reluctant to fight. Law is almost dead, and Luffy defeats Bellamy. Luffy comes back to fight Doflamingo 1v1. The biggest argument I hear towards Luffy not defeating Doflamingo all on his own is Law's interference with his Gamma Knife. But something people choose to ignore is the fact that Doflamingo can heal his injuries using his String Devil Fruit. But people choose to disregard and say it had to give him some damage. I don't understand why people try to make the argument that Law helped Luffy defeat Doflamingo, and without him, Luffy wouldn't have won. Luffy has to fight an army just to get to the person he actually needs to fight. And on top of that, the only damage Law gives to Doflamingo, which at the time, yes, it did hurt him, he manages to not take that damage and heal himself with his Devil Fruit, like it never happened. Luffy then continues to fight and defeat Doflamingo. That is why I give Luffy the W. Next up is Whole Cake Island, and the main fight, yes, you guessed it, is Katakuri. Let's see everything Luffy has to go through just to get to the point where he fights a well-rested and fully strengthened Katakuri. First off, Luffy wastes a ton of time and energy on running around figuring out Brulee's power. That leads into an 11-hour fight against the Yonko commander, Cracker. Then, Luffy stands and takes every kick that Sanji deals him until he collapses. Next is Luffy's biggest declaration, stating he won't eat until he tastes his cook's food. This sets Luffy up for a huge handicap. We have seen many times how quickly he has burnt off the food he eats due to his tenacity, endurance, and energy he uses for battle. Luffy not eating is a major setback for his full power. After the declaration, he fought Big Mom's army head-on, defeating most of them. Then got overwhelmed by 4 Charlotte family executives and is imprisoned. Luffy then ate again after Sanji prepared him a bento box, so he regained some energy and strength, but again is in pretty bad condition. After the wedding incident and getting back to the Sunny, Luffy helps everyone fight off the Big Mom pirates who are after them. After this, Luffy v Katakuri begins. After a long battle, Luffy defeats Katakuri thanks to developing his observation haki and being able to use Gear 4's Snake Man. My point I am trying to make is that Luffy goes through so much more than just a battle. He faces lesser opponents, he puts himself through starvation, he wastes time and energy just to arrive at his final battle, and withstands a crazy amount of opposition. Most people he faces has the luxury and comfort of hiding behind many subordinates and strong crew members. Luffy has proved time and time again that despite all the odds being against him, he can still come out on top due to his strength, endurance, and sheer will. If you have listened all the way through, thank you so much. Make sure to share this video with your friends in the One Piece community. Like or dislike, and if you subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. If you want to discuss, I will be more than willing to reply to any comments. Be looking for my upcoming videos in the following weeks. A little teaser for the next video is based around Rono Zoro and if he is the vice captain. Thank you guys and have a blessed day.